Good afternoon, Scott Redler, T3Live. Welcome to today's recap. So another day full of headlines, a lot of emphasis again on Europe and Italy and what, I'm not even going to say what the Prime Minister's name is because I abuse it. Just when I learned how to say Papandreou, now I have to say Bersolini or something like that. Anyway, news of him stepping down, which is, I guess, what the market wanted to hear, helped fuel the rally. But all in all, just the charts, the commitment, the patterns that we've been watching is really, I think, the reason why we're having continuation here. Because charts don't lie, and everyone in the media wants to talk about why things are happening. We need to look at the when and the what, and right now it's looking pretty good. If you take a quick look at the S&P, I drew this wedge this morning. Here it was as we broke above, this mini downtrend. We outlined this 1265, and yeah, we went back and forth a little bit with it. There was a nice trade early in the morning above it, and then it seemed as if they were going to try and pull us in. And then in the afternoon, buyers came back, went back above it, and stocks behaved. And if you look at the overall move we've seen here, from the reversal October 4th to the no pulling right around here to the breaking of this downtrend and then some follow through. Now the wedge of indecision, not knowing whether we're going to break to the downside if the European headlines would drag us down or continue along to above 1292 or 1325. At least we're seeing patterns that are worth watching. And as far as all the stocks and sectors, there's a lot of things to look at, a lot of different types of patterns, a lot of different groups, a lot of different types of trades, all trades that we're familiar with, all patterns that we know very well. Do a quick little tech rundown, Google. A lot of guys made great money on the breakout yesterday, a little follow through today. It's now in our 613 to 615 target. It went as high as what? 614.37, still looking good. The old high here is 623. This is a case and story of know your time horizon. If you're an active trader and you bought it yesterday and you like the day and a half strategy, you bought it around 599 or 602 and you want to sell it at 612, fine. If you're an investor and you think Google's going to make new highs, right now it looks like it's going to be on its way and there's no reason to sell it here because you might not get back in. Okay, if you bought tier 2 as an investor and it broke above 602 and now it's 612, you're like, okay, I made 10 points, I added some cash flow to my portfolio, now I'm going to go back to my macro tier 1 long. You could do that too. These are all things you could do if you learn how to trade the market. As far as some other stocks in tech, Apple woke up real quick today. If you take a look at the chart, you'll see it broke above this mini downtrend that I drew. I think on the price point sheet, this was my price point, this 403.40. It happened quick. I was talking about it on the radio. I think I made more money on this trade than the rest of the day. It did close a little bit off the highs, but now it's knocking on the door again. Can it trade through this 409 area and fill a big portion of the gap? I would love it. Hopefully we get that tomorrow. Every time I try and anticipate Apple, it hurts me. But it held the 50-day. We broke above this, and now, if I was short this stock, I'd be a little upset. I'd be a little worried. So we'll see what happens there tomorrow. I am long some of that. As far as Baidu, nice little setup, but Sina's coming out with earnings after the close. Small little descending channel that it could break above. Nice little support above 145. It gets going. I haven't really been focusing on this one. As far as Qualcomm and IBM, they didn't get the follow through or some power today, but maybe it'll be tomorrow. Qualcomm still nice pattern here, trying to break above, trying to clear this earnings consolidation. And sometimes it takes a little bit longer than 4 days, considering the move that it had since earnings. But this is investment quality also, just not getting much momentum. But think about how long it took to get some momentum in Google or get some momentum in Apple, if you consider today as one of those momentum days. IBM, take a quick look. Good. It didn't happen today. I didn't focus on it. So maybe tomorrow we get this trade above 188 and that'll help power the market. So if you're an investor, stay the course. This uptrend's holding. Maybe tomorrow we get a nice trade in this IBM. In some of the other areas, I think Amazon is still just on the side. Netflix isn't even worth your time. Let's see what Intel did. Intel, nice. Intel, for those that are looking for something slow, it's been holding higher. It's holding all the moving averages. Just broke above this mini pivot. Should make new highs in the year. Held higher. Take a look at the Qs. Okay, on the beginning of October, the Qs matched the lows of the summer. Okay, right? Remember that? Here's the Qs. This is that area, matched the lows of the summer. Then you look at something like Intel, just a quick and dirty rule. Look what it did. It held higher. Don't need to know about PC shipments. Don't need to know about slowing growth in the overseas markets. All you have to know is look how much higher it held versus the Qs. So right there that said this is worth your attention, and it made new highs first. Relative strength. That's why I call myself a cocktail napkin technician. SanDisk still holding in there. As far as some other groups, the opticals, I bought a little JDSU today. It's not a barn burner, but I think we're going to get a trade here. For those looking to put some money to work, I think this is a decent area. It had a big move off of earnings, holding higher, perhaps above this 1270. It makes a move into the low 13s. Nice percentage move. I think some people are going to need some things to do, and this one is trading okay. Not a leader by any means, but a lot of people love this group. Perhaps they're rebuilding some areas of Japan and some other situations, and it can continue. Sienna, just take a quick look because let's see what else. A little tight area also. I don't think you need to be in a bundle of these, but if you wanted some exposure to the optical space, this looks okay. As far as the OAHs, group's been holding up really well. Big move off the lows. We talked about it today with Alex. You look at the OAHs, it was a little difficult. They tried to push above, come back below, but it closed strong. Nice little move here in the OAHs. APA was one of the focus from the morning call. Look at that. Broke above the wedge, held higher. EOG, which was one of the leaders earlier on, this gave us clues that we could break above some of this resistance. Still looks good. What did Halliburton do today? Halliburton, not a blockbuster move, but edging higher above this downtrend. SLB, nice call out by the chat room towards the end of the day. This looks like it's set up for tomorrow. I'm long some. We'll see what happens with the morning open, but if it opens sort of flat and trades through this could be a nice little momentum trade to get back up to 80. Caterpillar, what are we doing there? Still hanging tough, very tight, wearing some people out. We get above 96 or so, this will be on the move too. A lot of nice setups still. And then even the banks. Banks, I've been holding JP Morgan for a few days on my mark. I think it was up at 90 cents or so, or a decent percentage. Not trading them back and forth too much, but just trying to hold some because the XLF's held in there. JP Morgan broke above this little wedge that I talked about this morning with Jill. Nice little trade, can continue. Goldman Sachs holding this little uptrend, broke through a bit of a barrier here to fill this gap, can continue. Let's see, Bank of America, just for fun, I bought some on the close, even though it acts like junk and looks like junk, but we'll see what happens here. Sorry if you work there or work for Merrill. Maybe it plays a little catch-up tomorrow, but I think I'm reaching there. Ford, guys, we're talking about Ford, nice quick move in Ford. Broke above this mini pattern here. Look at this, clean, closing the highs, has some room to go. Look where it was earlier in the year. So big move off the lows, holding higher, trying to go again. If there's a bit of a recovery, Ford is one of the only U.S. names. I like it much better than GM. Gold, made a little bit of money short there, trying to be cute. I'm short a little bit overnight. Not really what I want to be, but according to the pattern, it's worth a try here. If you look at GLD, not anything extreme, but it tried to push through the high, came back below, and gold loves to fill gaps, and it has a lot of them. So maybe it tries to fill this, and then you could make a cute little short or buy some back. Hopefully nothing happens with Iran, because then we'll be in some trouble. But I'm short just a tier 1 here, and all in all, there's a lot of great action. I could go through 15 more stocks, and a lot of them look tight. A lot of them were coiled. Some of them starting to go. Some 52-week trades still coming into play. RTH has been really strong. Alex Macy's, look at this, broke above this, holding near the highs. I almost laughed at Alex way back when she was talking about Macy's, but obviously it's been a great trade for those looking for a slow one. Even today, Lulu was the stock that we like, had a nice little clean move, should continue, broke this mini downtrend besides this day and closed near the highs, on its way, only has a brief amount of resistance in front of it. So the market is definitely rewarding people looking for the right patterns, rewarding people who follow their retracement rules, rewarding people who are trying to show commitment. And it's been a hard trade to stay long, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 positions, but usually the hard trade is the right trade. But at least if you're long those positions, you have a short with the spiders. I've been trying to be short the spiders. You could have today, when you had a nice push with the market earlier on, sold some longs. Then the market felt like it was going to pull in. I added a quick amount of spiders on there, short, and then we had a nice pull in, covered some spiders, looked to see where there was relative strength, added back some stock, added back some size. Then we had a rally back up, and then on the close, shorted some more spiders. That's how you do it. That's how you get comfortable. That's how you manage positions throughout the course of a move where you could sleep at night. And yes, would I have been more profitable just being net long without any hedges? Okay, but it's not the prudent way to go with the way the world is right now and the new normal that we live in. So at this point, I probably have a lot more positions than I've had in a while, but I do have a spider short on. I'm not in anything more than a tier 1 in any of these positions overnight. I've been staying tier 2, and I've been waiting for tier 2 and tier 3 intraday according to the pattern because I don't want to be too risky. And that's the way you should be right now. And just keep looking for opportunities because they're around. And this type of trade or this type of market doesn't happen often when you could have price patterns and continuation patterns and 52-week high patterns and even some huge short patterns. So just be excited about it, embrace it, but don't let those highs get too high, the lows get too low, stay even keel, and you'll keep booking money. Scott Redler, T3 Live, the recap. See you at the morning call tomorrow. Have a good night.